Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today we're digging into the latest tech news and updates. We've got reports, company news, basically trying to figure out what's actually shifting things in our digital world.
Right. The goal, as always, is to cut through that noise for you. Find the surprising bits, the practical stuff.
Exactly. Help you grasp what's going on, maybe see the tech you use every day a bit differently. And we've got some really fascinating things today. Future phones, AI driving your car.
Robot surgeons, even. And space startups. Quite a mix.
It really is. Okay, let's unpack this and dive in. So let's kick things off with something, lots of people are curious about. The foldable iPhone.
Ah, yes, the perennial rumor.
Well, maybe not just a rumor anymore. The real sort of aha moment here isn't just that Apple might make one, but that they seem to be committing big time. Like annual refresh is already planned.
And huge production in the numbers.
Yeah, we're hearing their first foldable iPhone OLED displays have actually started production. The plan is apparently 6 to 8 million units in 2026.
That's quite a target for a first-gen foldable.
And get this, Samsung display. They've apparently locked in a deal to be the sole supplier for these displays for several years.
Okay, wow. So starting production, those kinds of numbers, and a long-term deal with Samsung, who are, let's face it, the leaders in foldable screens right now.
Right.
That really signals Apple isn't just dipping a toe in. They seem to believe foldables are a serious part of the iPhone's future.
So what does that mean for you, the listener?
Well, Apple entering the market could be the thing that finally pushes foldables mainstream. It might drive prices down eventually, speed up innovation across the board.
In the inward folding design.
That's what's expected, yeah. The big plus there is screen protection. The delicate part is inside when it's closed. The challenge, of course, is always going to be that crease and keeping it sleek. But having Samsung involved, with their experience, should definitely help manage those issues.
Okay, speaking of bold moves, let's shift gears from phones in our pockets to AI in our cars. Elon Musk just announced Grok AI is hitting Teslas, like next week at the latest.
Grok in the car. Okay.
Yeah. On the surface, it sounds, convenient. Talk to your car more naturally, ask questions while driving. Fine. But here's where it gets really interesting. Maybe a bit eyebrow-raising.
Oh.
A TechCrunch investigation found that Grok 4, the latest version from xAI, is actually designed to check Elon Musk's social media posts when it answers questions.
Wait, his social media posts?
Yep. Especially on controversial topics. Things like the Israel-Palestine conflict, abortion, immigration laws.
Wow, okay. That's quite an approach to AI alignment.
Yeah.
Mixing convenience with, well, sourcing answers from one specific person's online commentary on sensitive issues.
Right.
It really brings up a fundamental question, doesn't it? How do we define truth-seeking for an AI, especially one baked into your car's interface? Basing it even partly on one individual social feed that puts a very particular spin on the information you get.
And it gets even wilder. A white hat hacker, an ethical one, was digging into Tesla's firmware and found drivers can apparently choose Grok personalities. The list includes things like NSFW, argumentative, kid's story, sexy, therapist, even unhinged.
Unhinged AI in my car. I'm not sure about that. So it requires premium connectivity, too.
Yeah, premium connectivity, and it pairs with existing accounts.
These personalities, it really blurs the lines, doesn't it? Is the AI supposed to be a neutral assistant? Or is it entertainment? A sort of digital companion?
Good question.
Especially when you combine that with the potential bias on important topics we just talked about. It definitely makes you think about trust and what role we really want AI playing in our cars. And, speaking of tech choices and life cycles, it's not all futuristic AI. We're also seeing the end of the line for some older smart home gear.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Belkin, the Wemo folks, they're stopping technical support for their older Wemo smart devices. And the app, too. That's happening January 31st, 2026.
Which affects quite a few things people might have.
Totally. Smart plugs, light switches, those baby monitors, even some kitchen gadgets. It really makes you think, doesn't it? I swear half my smart home stuff is probably heading towards being fancy paperweights already.
Well, it's a good point. It's a real reminder about, how long these smart devices actually last. The whole smart home dream relies on support.
Right.
When that support ends, devices might just stop working properly or worse, become insecure because they're not getting updates. Your smart investment suddenly becomes, well, not so smart.
Just a brick.
Pretty much. It just highlights that tech moves fast. You get exciting new stuff, but you also get this problem of things becoming obsolete. You kind of have to factor that in when you buy into these ecosystems. Sometimes simpler is more reliable long term.
Okay, speaking of surprising results,
Yeah.
let's shift to AI's impact on actual work, on productivity. There's this randomized controlled trial, right, with 16 experienced open source developers.
I saw this one. They were looking at AI coding tools.
Exactly. And the result was kind of shocking. The developers were actually 19% slower when they had the AI tools compared to when they didn't.
Slower. 19% slower.
Yeah. But here's the kicker. They thought they were 20% faster using the AI.
Wow. Okay, that's a huge disconnect between perception and reality.
Yeah, it really is. It's a proper aha moment that just completely flips the script on what we assume about AI making everything faster.
Absolutely. It really makes you question how we're measuring the true effectiveness of these AI tools, especially for complex work. Why the paradox? Well, it could be a few things.
Like what?
Maybe the AI adds cognitive load, having to constantly check and fix the AI's code. Or maybe people over-rely on it and stop thinking as critically. Or perhaps for really complex, nuanced tasks, the AI just isn't quite there yet, and managing it becomes the bottleneck.
That makes sense.
It really underlines the need to think critically about how we integrate AI. It's not just about having the tool, but understanding how it actually helps or hinders, assuming speed isn't always right.
And yet, despite studies like that, the push for AI agents in business is like full steam ahead. AWS is launching an AI agent marketplace next week. Anthropic is a partner.
Right, letting startups basically sell their AI agents directly to AWS customers. That's a big platform.
Huge reach for them. And Amazon's apparently thinking about putting another few $billion into Anthropic, really doubling down on that partnership. And we're seeing big companies bring these agents in-house too. Goldman Sachs is using Cognition's AI coding agent, Devin. They plan to roll out hundreds of instances to work alongside their, what is it, 12,000 human developers?
Right, augmenting, not necessarily replacing, which fits with that productivity study maybe. What's striking is just the breadth of where these agents are popping up. Coding, sure, but also other areas.
Totally. Like Helios raised $4 million for something called Proxy. It's described as an AI native operating system for public policy folks.
Public policy. Okay.
Yeah, using secure AI agents for things like strategic advice, drafting policy, analyzing data. And then you have more aggressive claims. There's a company called Head AI. They call themselves a true AI marketer.
Oh, and what's their claim?
They're suggesting they can replace entire marketing teams by taking over influencer and affiliate marketing.
Replace entire teams. That's a bold claim.
Very bold.
So we're seeing this huge range, right? From augmenting developers like at Goldman to policy advisors to potentially replacing marketing functions. It highlights AI becoming really central.
Definitely.
But it brings back that question. Where's the human still crucial? And where does AI truly enhance things in partnership? And importantly, what about security?
Yes, security. Always the catch.
Especially when these systems handled more sensitive tasks and data. We just saw a pretty glaring example of what can go wrong.
You mean the McDonald's thing? Yikes. The McHire AI chatbot hack.
Exactly. Researchers got into the personal info of 64 million people.
64 million? How?
By entering 123456 as both the username and the password.
No, seriously, 123456, that's not even trying. You'd think they'd at least require, I don't know, the Big Mac secret sauce recipe or something.
Well, maybe not. But it's a huge blunder. And the bigger point is, as we integrate AI more deeply, especially with sensitive data like hiring information, basic security cannot be an afterthought. It has to be foundational. Innovation is great, but not without robust security. It really should make you, the listener, think about who you're trusting with your data when you interact with these AI systems.
Okay, let's pivot from AI's current impacts to some really future-forward stuff, groundbreaking advancements. Let's start with robot surgeons.
Robot surgeons.
Yeah, right. This was fascinating. An AI-trained robot recently did 8 operations on pig organs, mind you, but successfully removed gallbladders with a 100% success rate, no human help during the procedure.
And how was it trained?
On video footage, videos of human surgeons operating on pig organs. The robot had tools for cutting, clipping, grabbing tissue, all learned from watching humans.
So the big implication here
is potentially replicating the skills of the world's very best surgeons, right? And making that available everywhere, en masse.
Exactly. That's what's truly revolutionary. The potential to standardize complex procedures, reduce errors, and basically democratize access to top-tier surgical skill. Imagine that consistency.
It's incredible to think about.
And they expect the leap from pigs to human trials within a decade. That's ambitious, but Potentially transformative for healthcare globally.
Okay, from the OR, let's go back to the streets. The world of robotaxis. There's definitely a race heating up there.
Seems like it. Tesla's making moves.
Yeah, they've applied to test and eventually deploy in Phoenix, Arizona. They already had a pilot in Austin, Texas.
But still with human oversight, right?
Yep. Those pilot vehicles are remotely supervised, and they still have a human safety supervisor inside the car. Meanwhile, Waymo is also expanding in Phoenix.
What are you doing?
They're opening up their service to teenagers now, ages 14 to 17.
Teenagers in robotaxis. Wow.
With a catch, though. They have to sign up through a parent's verified account. And Waymo's also been seen sniffing around New York City, just manual driving for mapping. And Philly, too.
So if you zoom out, you see this clear push to scale autonomous services. But the approaches are different. Tesla's expanding, but still with supervisors.
Okay.
Waymo's opening up to younger users, carefully, in an established area.
Yeah.
That Waymo Teen Access thing, it really raises questions about adoption, doesn't it?
Yeah.
How do you gradually get more people, different demographics, comfortable with this tech? Build that trust.
But like we said, the future might not arrive quite on schedule. Elon Musk said robotaxis in the Bay Area in a month or two.
Okay.
The California DMV basically said, no. Tesla hasn't even applied for the necessary driverless testing or deployment permits there yet.
Regulation strikes again.
It really highlights that massive hurdle, doesn't it? The tech might be getting there, but proving it safe, getting approvals, fitting it into legal frameworks, that takes time. A lot of time sometimes.
Precisely. It's not just about the tech working in a demo. It's about public trust, oversight, and that transparent path to actually putting it on the road safely and legally. That's often the slower part.
Okay, finally, let's look up to the stars. With a really cool startup story, Appillicking.
Uplink, Y Combinator backed?
Yep, and founded by a 19-year-old.
19? Wow, what are they doing?
Building a real-time connectivity network for satellites in low Earth orbit. Basically helping satellites talk to each other or to the ground much faster.
Okay, that's ambitious. And they just raised funding.
Did they ever? An oversubscribed seed round, meaning more investors wanted in than they had shares for $4.3 million at a $45 million valuation.
Not bad at all for a 19-year-old founder.
Right.
What's really exciting here is seeing this continued boom in private space tech and young entrepreneurs making such a huge impact. It just shows how interconnected everything's becoming, even reaching into orbit.
And why does that matter for you, the listener?
Well, this kind of satellite connectivity is huge. It enables better global internet access, especially in remote areas. It improves GPS and navigation. It fuels new services that rely on real-time data from space. Think precision farming, faster disaster response, even better climate monitoring. It literally brings the world closer together via space. Hashtag outro.
Wow, okay. What a ride today, huh? We went from foldable iPhones, finally looking real.
And AI in your car that might have an unhinged personality.
Huh, right. To that surprising study showing AI can actually slow down expert coders, then robot surgeons potentially replicating elite skills.
And that race for robotaxis hitting regulatory speed bumps.
And finished up in space with a 19-year-old founder connecting satellites. It really shows how fast tech is moving. Amazing potential, but also some interesting challenges cropping up right alongside it.
Definitely.
Thanks so much for joining us on this deep dive.
It really leaves you with a question to ponder, doesn't it? As all this advanced tech, AI, robotics, connectivity gets woven deeper into our lives, our pockets, our cars, even the operating room, how do we strike that right balance? The balance between, jumping on board with innovation, but also making sure it's developed and rolled out responsibly, safely, ethically. What new questions will you start asking about the tech you interact with every single day? And how will that awareness shape your choices?
Something to definitely think about next time you pick up your phone or get in your car or maybe just contemplate robot surgeons. Join us next time for another deep dive.